hope you're doing well. Welcome back to another video. You might see this a lot because I'm trying to pre-film videos before I go up to uni in a few days. Last year I tried to do spookopoly. It didn't really go to plan. I wasn't really that invested with it. I had like British World Cup going on at the same time and just like other things, but this year I thought I would partake in it. It is a month-long readathon hosted by Becca and the Books. I'll link her like introduction video in the description below. That runs from the 1st to the 31st of October. Usually I am a mood reader. I don't really ever make TBRs or stick to get them if I do, but because I'm going to uni and I'm not going to be able to take all my books with me, obviously, I thought I would pre-plan at least 5. I'm going to do 5 roles and pick 5 books to take with me to fulfill these prompts, and then possibly make videos during the month of October with them. I've tried to include some sort of like horror-y sort of ones in my choosing, but yeah, I also have books that I want to probably take with me as well. I'm not sure because I don't know if I'm going to be coming back and forth that often, or like obviously I can buy books there in charity shops and bookshops as well and things, or like libraries, so it's just going to be sort of like very different to what it is now, where I can just like pick from my own sort of like library basically. But yeah, without further ado, let's get to the roles. So the first one, I rolled a double and got a Becca rec, and instead of adding books onto it, or instead I'm going to do the roll again and then combine those 2 prompts to make the maiden prompt for the book, if that makes sense. Anyway, so I got Becca rec and feed scroll. So I went on Becca's StoryGraph and clicked on her favorites, and the first one that I own I would read, and that is The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. This was so difficult to get. Like, it was right at the back, right at the bottom of a big stack of books, and I had to go through ones before. Anywho, beside the point. I don't really know like fully what it's about. It's like a romance. I honestly, I'm not really in the mood for a romance, especially a straight one, but it's good to, you know, broaden my horizons a bit, and it's quite different to what I read and different to what I'm bringing as well. I hope it's going to be fun. Let's see how this goes. Then the next roll. And I got Grady Hendrix. So you can either read like a horror humor sort of like satire sort of book, or a book by him, and I do have 3 that I haven't read yet, any of his work, but the one I'm most excited for, and this is the one that's actually like in her board, is My Best Friend's Exorcism. I've literally not much idea what it's about. I'm guessing it's sort of like a slashery sort of like exorcism-y book, I don't know, but it just sounds like kind of fun, very, very different to what I read. It's like horror, and yeah, nice design. It's like done like a VHS tape. Hopefully I enjoy it. Now to roll 3. Third roll, I got Seance, which is when you use a random letter generator to pick a letter, and then that letter will be the title of the book you read, and this is the letter I got. So it is E, and instantly was like, I know 100% what I'm taking with me, because I wanted to take this with me anyway. It's Evenings and Weekends by Ocean McKenna. This is sort of like a literary book set in London over like a very hot weekend, I believe, and it follows like a cast of like queer characters, and a whale is like stuck in the Thames, and it's just like sounds really like hot and just fun and like bringing London to life, and obviously I don't want to be in London anymore when I'm reading it, so it will be fun to go over it and reminisce on the place where I was a week ago. So yeah, super excited for this. Now roll 4. Another double one where I got a book that's under 300 pages, and then I rolled again and I got a book that was like past, which is one where it's one that you had said you had wanted to read before. It's been like on your like TBRs or sort of like planned reading for lots of times. I've got 3 at the moment that I'm trying to whittle it down to. The one I most want to bring is Bone by Yesterday Ward. These are all on my 2024 list, so that's the thing, and I think all 3 of them were on it last year as well as this year's, and I haven't got to them yet. But this is a poetry collection, and it's going to be quite different to what I'm taking as well, so I do want to kind of have like variety. So that might be this prompt, or the Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde does sort of fit more of that sort of like horror, sort of like gothic-y sort of like fiction. It's a classic. But I don't know if I really want to read it yet. I'm not sure. And also what I'm thinking of is You Exist Too Much by Zaina Arfat. This is about a Palestinian American woman living in Brooklyn and sort of like coming to terms with her queer like identity and like her family and things. So yeah, I don't really know. I think I'm gonna put Bone on the list for now, but it might be either 2 of these, and I might maybe bring them as well. I'm not 100% sure. It's just a whole other mess. Now on to the 5th and final roll. Jason, and Jason is from Friday the 13th, I believe. I'm not really like a horror watcher, so I don't fully know that much of like the lore and things, but it is, the prompt is to have a book with 13 letters in the title, and I was struggling, like I was really struggling. I was trying to like look, and it was easiest for me to go into my spreadsheet of books I had bought and to just sort of like count the letters, but I found one, and that is LMNOP by Mark Dunn. I only recently hauled this. This is like a novel in letters, and in this town letters are like disappearing from like the vocabulary and sort of like the general consensus of like words, and yeah, it sounds really interesting and very different and like weird and like innovative as well. So that is going on the list. They're all the official books that are going on my TBR. If I stick to them, I don't know, because I'm not usually someone that does, but I plan to, and I'm gonna take them with me to Birmingham anyway. As also, I've got Les Mis, which you're currently sat on, but it's like that fat, because I'm reading it every day. But these are a list of books that I very much want to take with me, but it just depends on if I have space, and like if the case isn't too heavy, because I don't have like a car or anything. I'm only going by train, and then like walking quite far as well. But anyway, these are potentials that I really want to get to. The Light That Blinds Us by Andy Darcy Theo. This is like a fantasy YA book that I just sounds really interesting, and I want to support him because I love like his videos. Similarly is also The Betrayal of Thomas True by AJ West. This edition is so beautiful, and I kind of want sort of like a gritty, sort of like a thrillery mystery book set in like this time frame, like Radical Love was last year, that I loved, and yeah, so possibly that. Also Cinema Love by Jo Ming Tang. Is this translated? I don't think so. This just sounds so interesting, and I really badly want to read it, and I only recently got it, and it's just, I really want to read it so much. Also is We Are Together Because by Kerry Andrew. Earlier in the year I read Skin by them. I really enjoyed it, and it just sounds so fun, and sort of like, I feel like it's good for like late summer. I don't know, it just gives me them vibes, and I love the cover. yeah, it's sort of like a novel of siblings, sex, and the end of the world, and yeah, it just sounds like really interesting. And also I kind of want to like read some like campus novels or like books like set around universities, like whilst I'm just going to go back after like being away for quite a few years. And what I'm really excited to get to is 28 Questions by Dania Schneider. This is sort of about like I believe Australians like in Britain, I think, at Oxford, and sort of like their like sort of like a romance or like friendship and like the way they navigate in life and sort of like uni and things. And it just sounds so interesting, but it is quite thick, so I'm probably gonna give this a miss, but it's on the potential anyway. Also, I was thinking of bringing Normal People because I do want to give that a reread soon, but I have already read it, and I don't know if I would want to bring a book that I've already read, but it's quite possibly could be on the list. And two final ones, Bury Your Gaze by Chuck Tingle. I want to read this so badly. I really want to read this, and it'll be great for like Halloween, October time. So this is very likely going to be an additional book, but I don't know yet. And also Wayward by Amelia Hart, just because I've been loving sort of like witch adjacent books recently, and this is sort of that. It's sort of like a historical set in different time frames and about sort of like the way like women were sort of like accused, but I think it's actually going to have some actual like fantasy elements or like magical elements in it as well. But yeah, that is on the potential list, so a lot on there, a lot for me to still ponder on. But I wanted to make this video quickly just to tell you that I'm participating in the readathon. Well, I mean, I'm gonna say so, and I hope I do, but obviously I don't know if I 100% will. And these are the books that I'm planning to take and read for those prompts and videos that I might make for it. So yeah, so just stay tuned. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I shall see you very soon, everybody. Bye.